I'm just gonna come out and say it. Ratatouille was a better cinematic experience than Frozen, and I don't want to hear any ifs, ands, or buts. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I have a lot of updates for you. I feel like YouTubers all the time are like, I have a huge update, and then it's just like, I got a new couch. It is red now as opposed to auburn, so that's super exciting. I got a new boyfriend, broke up with him, but this is a real update, guys. I got a new job. If you guys didn't know, I worked at Chipotle for 3 days and then I quit. So that was fun. Best 3 days of my life. Really just didn't like it. I don't really want to get into it, but it just wasn't, food industry just isn't for me. People kept asking for more sour cream. Everything was overwhelming me. I just couldn't handle it, but I give a lot of respect to people that can work in food industry jobs because it honestly, be nicer to, okay, can we talk about how my hair is 2 different lengths because my sister cut it because I can't afford a haircut? But be nicer to food industry workers because it's honestly a really fucking hard job. Now I work at a grocery store, a different grocery store than the one I used to work at. I worked at a grocery store in my town for about 2 years, and now I work at a different one, and I really like it. It's going really well, so yeah, that's my update, and I'm going to be working there during the summer, and I'm also volunteering at this place. Do you guys even care? I'm volunteering with little kids, and it's really fun, and I really love little kids, and I feel like right now my life is kind of like you know, like you see in newspapers, like, she volunteered, she had straight A's, she had a job, and then it all went downhill. Like, right now my life is like that. My life isn't really going downhill, but it's not going uphill. My legs are so hairy. But today I wanted to tell you guys embarrassing high school stories. So I am now entering my sophomore year of college, and so high school was about 2 years ago for me or something, but I have some really embarrassing, cringy stories to tell you guys. I hate how I'm acting right now, and I would like to slap myself in the face, so I'm gonna do it. Fuck you! I feel better. Basically, I just have a lot of stories. All right, so let's start with the most famous one, my marching band story. So basically, in 9th grade, I had no friends, and and my mom got this email, and it was like, we need people to join marching band. You don't really need to have that much musical skill. And so she was like, would you be interested? And my best friend had just joined marching band at her school and made a lot of friends, but it was a different school. So I was like, maybe all of the same experience. Spoiler alert, I didn't. But so I went to the like open house or whatever where you can see what marching band is like, and I was like, hey, I really don't know how to read music. And so they were like, all right, we can either put you in color guard or pit, and pit is basically like percussion. And they were like, do you want to be in color guard or pit? And I was like, well, I don't really want to be in color guard because I just suck at coordination. I don't think I could do that, but I guess I'll be in pit. So I decided to pick percussion, and it was really, really, really bad. Basically, they put me on drums at first, and then they realized that I couldn't hold a beat at all. Like, I would wait for like everybody else to start playing, and then I would start playing, but the drum was so loud that you could totally hear I was off too, because I'm telling you, I did not know how to read music. I was making everything up, and this was like in front of the entire school. Like, the marching band would play at all the football games, and I was just fucking bullshitting everything. So the band director eventually figured this out and was like, okay, Mia, we need to give you another instrument. So he gave me the triangle. So I played the triangle competition, our first competition, and I started hyperventilating. I was freaking out because I'm like, oh my God, I've never really done a competition before. I don't even know how to play music. And I got really, really nervous, and my friend was watching from the crowd, and while I was playing on my triangle during the competition, I had one job. All I had to do was hold the triangle and fucking ding it. Just like, that's all I had to do. And the judges were like circling and taking notes as the band was performing, and I dropped the triangle. And it's so funny to me because it's like the simplest job. Like, all I had to do was hold a metal object and ding it, and I couldn't even do that. It's so funny to me now. I mean, in the moment I was contemplating suicide, but I mean, I had a lot of other things going on. No, it was really bad. And so I dropped it, and then the judge just looked at me, and I picked it up, and then we lost points. Like, my whole marching band lost points because of me. But yeah, so that happened, and then it just got worse and worse and worse, and I just didn't have any friends, and I was just really sad. And I remember one time, during the halftime, which is like the break or whatever for during every football game there's a halftime. So during the halftime, I went into the band room. I walked into the school. It's all like dark. I went into the band room. There was no one else in there. And I curled up, and they had like this like chair that was like one of those like, it was like a beanie chair kind of, and I curled up, and I was still in my uniform, and I curled up, and there was someone's, I didn't even know whose iPod it was, and I just started playing music, and like literally I was just like in the dark like crying. And I know that sounds really sad, but now that I think about it, like it was so pathetic. I was literally in my marching band uniform, curled up on a fucking beanie chair in a dark band room on a Friday night. I was like 14 years old, and I'm just like sitting there crying while like Coldplay is playing from someone's iPod that I don't even know. Like it's really funny now that I think about it. So yeah, that happened. And basically there is no end to this story. It just got increasingly worse, and then other events happened, and like my mental health wasn't the best. It was probably one of the lowest points of my life, if I'm being like completely honest here. I'm better now, and I'm like not gonna go in full detail, but so yeah, it ended up getting worse, and then the other parts of that year for me aren't really fun. But overall, it was like, it's just so funny to me that I played the triangle and I couldn't even do that. Like, I fucking dropped a triangle during a competition. Like, that's so funny to me now. Like, just, all you have to do is literally hold it and dig it. I couldn't even fucking do that. Like, it's... So, the second story I have is when I ate lunch in the bathroom. I kind of already discussed this on my channel, but basically, I went through a period of time where I just didn't want to eat in the cafeteria because there was just people I didn't want to see, and I just got too anxious. So I was like, oh, I'll eat lunch in the bathroom. And it wasn't like the movies where people were like, oh, you can't sit with us. Like, I had people to sit with. I just like didn't want to sit with them. So I ate lunch in the bathroom, and basically I would like set up, like, I always sat in the biggest bathroom, and it was on the upstairs level of the school, so the Wi-Fi was a lot better, and I would just like watch YouTube videos and like eat my sandwich, and I was like, this is actually not bad. Like, it felt like my own personal apartment, except when I realized it was like eating lunch next to an actual toilet, that's when it started to like, I started to get kind of sad. But you have to realize that in high school, lunch is only 30 minutes of your day. It really goes by super quickly, and it just like, it's just 30 minutes of your fucking day. I used to eat lunch with my teachers, but then they got really suspicious, and they were like, do you not have any friends? You're eating lunch with me every day. What the fuck is wrong with you? And I was like, no, like, I have friends. And then I would eat lunch in the bathroom. School was a great, like, I'm not just saying this to be melodramatic or to be, you know, like, funny or anything, but it was like mentally, like 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade were really hard for me in all different ways. But they, you know, high school is horrible and it's the worst thing ever, but everyone goes through it, and it's kind of like comforting knowing that everyone has been in that awkward spot. It's just so, like, I couldn't even play a triangle. Like, what? I just find the marching band one really funny now, and it was so painful at the time, and I remember feeling so ashamed of myself and so like angry. Like, Mia, you're so stupid, you can't even play the triangle, which first of all is true, but it's really comedic now. Like, it makes for a really good story. And I remember they tried to put me on this other instrument. It was like, it looked like a xylophone, but it wasn't. I don't remember what it was called. It's like the bells or whatever. And they tried to put me on that, and like, I like couldn't follow along with the teacher, and I would just like he would be like, okay guys, so we're gonna go for the top, and like, I just couldn't read music. Like, my brain just couldn't process it. I would just like play random notes all the time. And then before marching band, I used to play cello, which wasn't, you know, traumatic or anything. I just quit because I didn't like it. But during concerts, I would just play when everyone else was playing really loudly. I would start playing like really lightly because I didn't actually know the notes. Like I would memorize one or two notes, and then I would just continuously play those one or two notes. Like head up, oh, gotta let your head down, head. I've been comparing myself to people a lot lately. Like so much. Social media is horrible, but I can't stop. Like I'll like go on Instagram and I'll be like, why do they have more likes than me? And I need to stop feeling bad for myself because I don't have a bad life. I have a job, I have friends, I have a mom, I have a dad. I have Ellen DeGeneres. She's always there for me. I have things, and I'm constantly just like victimizing myself and feeling bad for myself, and my life isn't like, why? But of course, you know, I left out like the really depressing and sad parts. I would talk about that, but you know, I feel like you guys just aren't in the mood to cry. If you guys enjoyed this video, I'm so white, like not, I mean like I'm sweating. What I want you to do is leave me in the comments below, give me 3 names, just any 3 names, and in my next video I'll give each name a backstory.